Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm an organizer with the Sunrise Movement. I also grew up in South Kona in your district.
Awesome. I'm noticing your sweatshirt.
Yes.
Represent.
Yes. So I was excited to hear about your support for the Select Committee on a Green New Deal, and appreciated your speech at the press conference with Rokana. But then now that there is a resolution on the table, you've refused to support it. And we appreciate your bold leadership with the Off Fossil Fuels Act, which is very necessary. But we need you to co-sponsor the Green New Deal so that you can be part of the process going forward and incorporate everything you talked about today into that policy. So I'm asking you today if you'll join nearly all of the Democratic presidential contenders and nearly half of the Democratic caucus in co-sponsoring the resolution for a Green New Deal.
I appreciate and have met with and worked with many of the leaders from the Sunrise Movement in Washington as well as in Hawaii, and appreciate so much the work that you're doing to raise this issue to the forefront. As you mentioned, I've introduced the Off Fossil Fuels Act. We're strengthening it and improving it now. We'll be reintroducing it in Congress. Legislation that provides an actionable plan and pathway to get us off of fossil fuels and invest in that green renewable energy economy that I talked about. Invest in that trained workforce. Invest in our future. I have some concerns with the Green New Deal, which is why the resolution, which is why I haven't signed on to it. A major concern is the fact that nuclear power is not mentioned in the resolution as an option that we will not consider. I was just in San Onofre in California a little over a week ago, where I went and visited with young leaders, surfers, environmentalists, some of whom you may know who are active with the Sunrise Movement. And we went out and surfed at their local spot, which is right in front of the San Onofre nuclear power plant. A power plant that has stopped functioning since 2012, but a place where they're continuing to store huge amounts of nuclear waste. Right there, as we were out in the water, we looked up right there on the bluff overlooking the beach. We saw many canisters of nuclear waste. Waste that threatens that community, threatens that beach, threatens that ocean, and waste which is also sitting on an earthquake fault line. And so the question there that they were asking was, and the community is saying, hey, we got to get rid of this stuff. Waste that sticks around for 500,000 years, where do they go? So one of the solutions they're putting forward is, let's put it in a temporary storage facility in New Mexico or Texas, because there is no permanent repository to store safely the nuclear waste we've created in this country. Nuclear waste which is threatening our environment, threatening our communities. So instead they're saying, let's put these temporary facilities in New Mexico or Texas. Well, there was an indigenous leader from New Mexico who flew out to California so that she could meet with me and tell me how important it was that their community on their tribal lands not be burdened with this nuclear waste. They don't want to keep shoving it off into someone else's yard. And there's a growing movement of national voices who are saying that we're not going to shove this problem in someone else's yard. So this is, to me, a serious issue that we have to include. That's in my Off Fossil Fuels Act, to make sure that we don't continue to make the wrong kinds of investments that actually end up causing more harm and more of a threat to our environment than not. So I look forward to continuing to work with the Sunrise Movement as we all work towards the goal I think that we're seeking to accomplish, which is to get off of fossil fuels and create that 100% green renewable energy economy, taking care of our people, taking care of our planet, and ensuring that we have a prosperous future for everyone. Thank you.